Okay, and well, here goes another one. It's another message for my daughters, Gia and Ad. Okay, so I assume these things last forever, right? These videos. Maybe somebody could clip it. Maybe show it to my daughters a few years from now or something. Alright, so I have several things to say, babies. Gia and Addie, both of you are females, both of you are girls. Life is very hard, and life is very long. But you were born with a disadvantage to where everybody sees you as prey. And I want to leave this message clear. A wise man once told me, there's only two true feelings in this world: love and fear. And I said, love and fear, but what about hatred? What about all the other emotions? Like, what about all the other feelings? And he said, no. He said, hatred is fear. He said, everything negative comes from fear, and everything positive comes from love. But what struck me the most is that this man told me, he said, it is much harder to love than it is to fear. And that always stuck in my head. And I want to pass it down to you because it was an essential tool for me to survive and to understand a little bit more about this world and how it works. I know that right now you're too little to understand, but maybe, hopefully, one day in the future you'll get to see this. Always do what is hardest. Always love and never fear. Don't be afraid of anything. And remain loyal to your inner God. Whoever it is, whoever you choose, whether it be Allah, whether it be Buddha, whether it be Christ. Always remember to love. Do you guys remember when Daddy used to see a homeless person in the street, or thrown on the street, or sitting on the floor, or a crazy man? Do you remember those days? Do you remember what Daddy used to do? I used to go to church, and I used to steal rosaries, and I used to have them all over my truck, everywhere. When I saw a homeless man on the street, you should remember this, Gia, because you're a little bit older, and Addie, you should also understand this too. I think you guys should remember this. But I used to get off, and I used to wash their feet. Do you remember that? Do you remember I used to shave their face and cut their hair? That's who I want you to be. Because it fills your heart with joy and it gives you purpose in life. I used to give them rosaries. That's why I used to steal them from church. I never felt bad, because I never kept them. Each and every single rosary that I had, I gave to somebody on the street. I want you to remember all the stories. Remember every moment that we lived together. The man in the grocery shop, remember him? Remember? We bought food, we didn't have enough money. And the little bit of money that we had, I bought you guys everything that you wanted, and I got myself some beef jerky. Do you remember that? And I love beef jerky, especially peppered beef jerky, because that's my favorite. But I remember that man was thrown on the floor. He was laying on the floor. And he needed my help. I remember I went up to him and I grabbed his face. And I told him, "What's wrong, my brother? I love you. You need to get up." He said, "I'm hungry." I want you to remember that I went back into my truck. And you will remember at one point, I know you will. Because you told me, Gia, and you told me, Addy, give him God. And I went back into my truck and I grabbed the only thing that I had, which was my beef jerky and a soda, I think. And I gave it to him. I didn't expect anything back. Not from him and not from God. And when I gave him the beef jerky, he looked back at you, Gia. And he sang you a song in Native American. And he gave you a white feather from like an angel. And he said you were very special. And then he looked at Addy. And he said, "You're going to be something great in life." What I'm trying to say is whatever you plant the seed, it's going to grow. But if you plant that seed based in fear, it'll grow. But it'll grow in a very dark room. And now as I'm remembering my life when I used to have you, I can't think but to just be thankful for those little moments that I had. All the times that we went to Chuck E. Cheese and we took pictures, and remember when we went fishing? Oh man, that was awesome. And we were always after that one orange fish. And remember we got it and I fell into the lake? Man, but we got that fish and then we ate it and it was so good. But we felt bad because it's a very beautiful fish. Do you remember when we sat outside and we made a bonfire and there was a pink moon? And I remember it clearly because Pink Moon, there was a famous song by a guy named Nick Drake. He was an old singer. He was like a folk singer, like Bob Dylan. You know how Daddy loves Bob Dylan? Well, this guy was like around the same time as Bob Dylan. And his name was Nick Drake. And this guy was very eccentric. And he was different. And his music was very creative and very great. And he had a song that was called Pink Moon. He has a song that's called Pink Moon. He's dead now, right? Obviously. And I remember that we went fishing that morning. And then we came home. And we made a bonfire outside. Remember that? And we bought chocolate and marshmallows and cinnamon crackers and to make s'mores. And we were playing music. We were playing Kids Bop. Remember? Outside. You guys were jumping on the trampoline. And it was night. And I remember that we looked at the moon and it was like pinkish. And you guys were very excited. I want you to understand that that moment to me was probably the happiest moment in my life. It was beautiful. Every moment that I had with you was beautiful. Every single moment. Remember, Gia, Fortnite? Remember playing and winning? I can't play Fortnite and win anymore. The only reason I would win is because of you. You remember Addie when I used to sing with you, Mama? When I used to show you how to sing? And we would sit down and you would sing so beautifully to me. You were right on tune. And you would sit there with your pretty face. And it was cute because I would tell you, don't use your eyes. Say, when you sing, close them. That way you can feel the music in your heart. And you would do it. And you would close your little eyes. And then you would start to sing. And you would follow whatever I would sing. It was so incredible, man. I remember everything. I remember when you guys were born. Especially Addie. My God, I remember looking at the whole thing and getting really dizzy and pale. I was scared for my life. I remember you came out and it was like, whoa, it was like over-processed. It over-processed my mind. I remember I almost fainted in the hospital when you came out. And you, Gia, I remember when you were born, it was the happiest moment of my life. It was scary because I had obligations and I had new responsibilities. I was just a kid. And me and your mom loved you a lot. I remember one time you were like 2 years old, and you've always been very strong and yeah, just very strong and very smart, and like you got everything really fast. So by 2 you were already like processing stuff and like computing, and you had your own little personality. And I remember one time I woke up for a snack in the middle of the night, and we sat on the kitchen countertop, and your mom woke up and she looked at us, just me and you next to each other, just like eating Cheetos or something, or like cereal, I think. Those little moments, I'll never forget those little moments. And I want you to know that one day you will have those beautiful moments with your kids. And I want to pass down only the best that I can. Because I feel I don't have much time left. So I'm hoping that somebody will show you this, and then hopefully you remember exactly how your father was. And I miss you. I miss you with all my heart. I miss you so much that it hurts to live. You two are the only things that I love in this life, that I truly love. And although my situation is unfair, I must say that part of the reason that I am not with you is because half of that reason was my fault. And I have to live with this. But I want you to understand that I tried and I did everything I could. Until they told me that they would kill me. I want you to remember this, because the victor always writes history. Remember that. The winner always writes history. And in this situation, I'm on the wrong end of the stick. So I beg you to remember to always love, spread love and don't be afraid of anything or anybody. If anything happens to Daddy, I will be fine. I promise. And I will always watch over you, and I will never, ever let anything happen to you. I'm going to leave this video up on Facebook so that hopefully one day somebody shows it to you. I'm not in perfect health right now, and I'm fighting something very serious. I wish that I could see you. And sometimes I wish that you could live with me forever. This is my honesty, and I'm doing it in front of strangers. These people here on Facebook are just a bunch of fakes. But I know this video will live forever. As long, because fucking Facebook is like, you know, they fucking record everything, right? Or whatever the fuck. I just want you to know that I love you, Gia, that I love you, Addie, and that I love your mother very much, and that I have nothing but positive things to say about everybody, including your stepfather, Gus. God bless you, babies. I will keep posting videos as this social media, that this is all it's good for. There's nothing but negative stuff and half-naked women and people insulting each other, racism. These are hard times. Remember, it all started with that virus, and then the whole racist thing. So you guys are living through very hard, very, very hard times. And somehow I know that you guys are strong enough to make it. And yeah, I will keep on making these diaries for you, just to remember that I love you with all of my heart, that I miss you, and I can't live without you. Daddy loves you very much, Gia. Daddy loves you very much, Addie. I send you a big kiss. Okay? Mwah, my beautiful baby girls. I'll see you next time. Okay?